Hey, baby, and it's Messy Blogs. And we got a couple of things going on. I said, y'all, it is snowing. I said, Lord, it's been snowing since yesterday. It's a light little snow, but that's a side note. But let's get into the mess that we got going on today. And first up, let's get into the Grammys nomination that went on last week, but I just now getting to it. So let's give it up to the rap ladies of they self. We got GloRilla, Doji, and Cardi B, who was nominated this year. I say congratulations to them. I want to say, Doji was nominated. Was she nominated for two? Either two or one or three. It was something like that. Uh, GloRilla was nominated for three. Carly, I think she was nominated for three. I think it's 3-3. I'm not sure what Carly was nominated for. How many was it? But Outside was nominated, baby. Is he gonna win in the category? Because it's up against for song of the year. It's up against the rap category. It's up against I want to say Kendrick Lamar. One song. It's up against a lot. I said, but I don't know. It may win, it may not. But I wish these ladies congratulations to everybody that was nominated. But I said my girl Mariah was snug. I said I don't know how, but we know. That's nothing. No, we're gonna leave that alone. But congratulations to everybody that got nominated this year. You know who submitted their music, and it made it to this award that's getting ready to come up in February. So congratulations to everybody. Let's move on to the next. Let's get into so now. This is a mess of a mess. I said two of the wannabes of celebrities. Soldier Boy was a celebrity until all his personal stuff came into existence, and he just crazy all over. Then Safari, that's a whole nother case. But they want Sean Kingston and his mother they had did a petition to get them out of prison. Yes, I said, oh Lord. They didn't went to try to get Donald Trump to get them part, and I said, why? They did the crime, do the time. They been found guilty. Let them serve it. I said, please, the mama the one that got to do the time. which is some craziness out of all of it. Shoot. Sean Kingston ain't got to do that much. He got house arrest and stuff like that. But I said his mama the one that got to do the time. And I said, that's the shamest part about this. The son said, I wasn't going down for you, mom. I'm silly. But, so we got Soldier Boy and Safari signed the petition because they want to get them parting. And I'm like, this is crazy and stuff. I said, but, you're going to do what you want to do. And tell me your thoughts about it. I don't understand why they waited this long to even try to get him pardoned. Like, why you didn't try to get Donald Trump to try to pardon him when their trial was getting ready, when the trial was actually over. You didn't wait a couple months later. But that's just my opinion. But let's move on past that. Let's get into baby. So this case was tragic. I said, I can't believe this has happened. So, a cleaning lady ended up going to the wrong house. She was scheduled to clean up a house, and she went to the wrong one. And apparently, she was pow through the door. Yes, I said the homeowner didn't even wait to open the door or anything. They just powed her. And the state that they're in, I want to say, was it Michigan? I think it was Michigan, and I think Michigan do have a stand your ground law there where they're now debating. The police are debating if they're going to charge the homeowner or not. But I said they pow this person, this lady, while her husband was actually the one that dropped her off to do her job, and she died in his arms. And I said that's tragic that you didn't even answer the door. You just probably looked out the peephole and didn't just did what you did when you could have just answered, said this was the wrong residence, and moved on. But I hope that they are charged because somebody died. And this is not a stand your ground situation. You actually murdered somebody for no reason. That's my honest opinion about it. Um, and I hope that the family get justice. Because if they don't get charged, hopefully you can sue them. You know, do what you got to do. Because that's sad. You trying to do your job and you come to the wrong residence and the person didn't even answer the door. They just pow through the door. But that's what went on there. Tell me how y'all feel about it and what y'all think should happen to this person. So let's move on to the last thing up, and that is the one and only Just Hilarious. So Miss Pat was on the Breakfast Club last week. And Jess, gonna be Jess and be a mess. And she ended up asking about she was supposed to be on Miss Pat's show. And Miss Pat had actually went to BET and everything and told them try to get her on there. But they came back and told her after she didn't signed the papers and everything, told her, no, ma'am, we don't need you no more. And they told her, she asked them, is it because of that comment I said about women are the only ones that could have babies? They said yes. And so she tried to get Miss Pat. Miss Pat really told her, she said, I fought for you. I knew you was gonna bring up this, question, girl. But she ain't this dumb question, girl. But I did fight for you, but she ain't at the end of the day, BET makes the final decision. And when she was on there with the creator who actually created her show and her Miss Pat court show too. And they were very honest with her, and she said, I didn't say nothing wrong, but I said you did. Because a lot of women do not identify as a woman, biologically. And some women actually cannot have kids. They can't. And you hit a lot of them too. But she tried to make a point about this and stuff, but Miss Pat told her, I treat people the way they want to be treated. If you want to be called whatever you want to be called, then so be it. But she's not gonna take the advice Miss Pat gave her or the young man that was sitting next to Miss Pat try to tell her. She gonna do her as she usually do. But that's what's going on with Crazy Jess Hilarious. She tried to call Miss Pat out about that, but girl, you lost out on that money. That's your fault. That is all you, nobody else. You can't blame TS for it. That's your fault. But y'all let me know how y'all felt about everything that I talked about today. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, and join the channel. It's your boy Paul, and I will get back at y'all later. Bye, y'all.